G'day fellow flight simmers and random YouTubers. Welcome to Vatsim 122.8 where you're listening to the best music and the occasional bit of air traffic controlling. Okay, so here I am. I'm all poised. We're doing a bit of a sesh. I've got my chai tea ready. Mrs. has just brought it in. And so we're ready to do a bit of controlling at doing Melbourne approach. Right, what have we got? Basically, we've only got one aircraft, and we've got, I'm not sure if we've got some guy on the ground. Let's have a look, see if we've got any guy on the ground at Melbourne. Okay, we've got a guy on the ground at Melbourne. He hasn't called me up yet, but, and I think it's this Qantas 444. I've got the flight plan. So, so here we are, and without further ado, a lot of people can relate to this. One of the biggest bands out.
The next song we'd like to sing. It's called All Day's Night. It's been a
I've had many of these nights. G'day, Gav. That's right, it has to be the music. I tell you, I had a lot of these nights when I was a young bloke. Thankfully, I don't have too many these days. Okay, and we're just operating. This guy took off 27, but we're operating run 16. Yep, and like I said, I got the chai tea steaming hot, like I like it. Oh, that's wonderful. That really gets the senses going, this chai tea. Anyhow, I just had a bit of a if there's minutes of silence, it's either that I'm talking to someone on not talking but typing to someone on Discord, or I'm trying to pick out the next song, or I'm just being distracted. Anyhow, as most of you people know, with Melbourne approach, I've only airspace up to flight level 240. I might take, while in the stream, I might actually occasionally talk about air traffic control. So he's going sunshine. Okay, so he's going up to Nonix. So who we got as our centre controller? Oh, we got Matt Kelly, very good controller. So we're in safe hands. And I've said this many times, approach controlling can be probably the hardest position, really. Anyhow, that was a hard day's night. And as many people know, I've had a few of those, I can tell you. But anyhow, oh, okay, I reckon now, this guy here, I reckon was the best singer of his day. And he was the best singer. Elvis Presley once said this was the guy, at the time, was the best singer in the world.
I feel so bad, I've got a worried mind. I'm so lonesome all the time since I left my baby behind on Blue Bayou.
So, any ideas of you young guys out there wouldn't know who it was, but he was one of the greatest singers.
Working till the sun don't shine, looking forward to happier times on Blue Bayou. I'm going back someday, come what may, to Blue Bayou, where you sleep all
Velocity 1037, contact Melbourne Centre 123 75. Cheers.
Center 12375, velocity 1037, there.
So anyhow, I was going to say, and I got distracted, as I normally do. I'm going to, as you guys know, I don't do a lot of flying. It's just a thing, I guess. Some people like to control, some people like to fly, some people like to listen to good music. It is what it is. But I thought I'll get a couple of guys together, get a few people together, and what I'm planning to do is I plan to do this. And basically, it's going to be called From Arse End to Top End. So I want to fly, you see people flying around Australia, across Australia. Well, I want to go from arse end to top end. So anybody interested, if you're interested, we'll try to organise a time that's convenient to all of us, and we'll do a bit of a group flight. And we'll get your favourite GA aircraft. So I've picked the points not that far apart, Some points I'll try to get the world. So we go from Melbourne down here at West Australia, and we'll finish up in the top end and we'll call it From the Arse End to Top End. See, there are stretches, and we'll go through Alice Springs, we'll go to Ayers Rock. So we'll see what you guys think, and we'll get something together. And so we'll go and we'll do From the Arse End to the Top End tour. So see what you guys think of that. That's it. Well done, Aviation Chris. He was fantastic. Yes, Benny Big Bucks. Good to see you back here, mate. I love that name, Benny Big Bucks. Yes, Roy Orbison, Aviation Chris. Yes, that's right. You got to take the old survival gear, and so I've got the old 172. Actually, I might see the documentation. WB Sim are the mob that sort of put out I think you can buy it from Just Flight. They've put out a 172, and it's they say it's almost like not as good as A2A make it, but I take most of you guys, well, I don't know if a lot of you are GA flyers, but A2A have finally come on board, as you all know, with the Comanche. I haven't bought it yet, but that'll be interesting. So as part of our GA flight, and we'll call it the Arse End to Top End tour, so you take your favourite GA, and we'll meet at designated times, and we'll make a bit of so we'll see what we what we can achieve, and we'll be flying through some beautiful parts. We may take some detours, depends on what the sort of consensus is. I would imagine a lot of you guys are have got MSFS, so it will be making the experience a lot more wonderful. Oh, the chai tea! I tell you what. If you want to live a long life, drink the chai tea. Forget anything else. It's the chai tea that matters. Now, what I've got to do, I've got a couple of guys here, Jetstar 415 and Qantas. So we'll give them. We're operating off runway 16 today. So they're all going to Sydney. Matt Kelly can look after them. Okay. Now, just bear with me for a second. What am I looking for? And Talking about the great man. Here he is, Elvis.
I forgot to remember to forget her.
And if I find the music a little bit, bit boring, I'll terminate it.
I thought I'd never miss her, but I found out somehow. I think about her.
Okay, so we've got the situation
Good
here.
afternoon, just 415, requesting a radio check, please.
Just 415, say again.
Requesting a radio check, please.
Just 415, you're cleared to Sydney via Docel planned route by the SID, climb to 5,000, runway 16, Docel 1 departure. Squawk 4775 and departures on 132.0.
Clear to Sydney via Docel 1 departure, climb to 5,000, runway 16, squawk is 4775, and departures on 132.0, just 415.
Just 415 and squawk mode Charlie on the ground. Thanks, cheers.
Yep, copy, squawk me Charlie, just 415.
Okay, who's this? Charlie Harrigan, he's on OBS. Hey. Back in nowadays, we didn't say hey, we said, g'day, how are you? But I guess it's an American, hey. And I think, isn't it what horses eat? But times are a-changing. Time never stands still, does it? Yeah, I remember a time when you went to a shop and you said, please and thank you and all that. Now they look at you. But, hey, let's not worry about that. It's just... Anyhow, that was Elvis. I really don't... I don't remember him singing that one, but anyhow. Now, this one here, I'm not sure. I've never heard this song, so this could be... But the name of this song... Oh, hang on. No, hang on.
Melbourne departures, g'day, Qantas 434, ready to check.
Station calling, I think it's Qantas 444. You're very broken up and you sound like you're underwater, sir. Great song, Stevie Wonder. Fantastic song, this one. Dad jokes are out today. Okay. Yeah, no, that's true, Glenn. They are polite. Yeah, no, I've been to America. Good 8 years ago, but yeah, I think maybe it's Australians. They're polite to Australians, maybe not to their own kind. I don't know, but I must admit, you're dead right there, Glenn. Thanks, you all. Yep, no, I got to agree with you, Glenn.
Just 415, requesting push and start.
Just 415, push approved.
Push approved, just 415.
Anyhow, so what's the consensus? Anybody interested in a bit of GA flying? And we're from the arse end to the top end. Do we have a vote of confidence in that, or is it sort of... I mean, the hard part is getting people together, I guess, to fly it.
Qantas 444, ready check.
Yeah, Qantas 444, a lot better, sir.
Copy, Qantas 444, in receive information, Papa, requesting airways clearance to Sydney.
Qantas 444, you're cleared to Sydney via Docel, planned route. Via the SID, climb to 5,000. Runway 16, Docel 1 departure, squawk 6061 and departures on 132.0.
Clear to Sydney, Docel planned route, Docel 1 departure, runway 16, climb by SID 5000, squawk 6061, and departures with you 132.0, and we're at Bay Charlie 8, Qantas 444.
Qantas 444, thanks. Actually, I might actually do a bit of a... The next... the me decade. That's right, Chris. The me decade. Yeah, sounds like okay. The next one I'll probably do, or the next stream I'll do it from Melbourne Tower, and the Melbourne scenery and all that. And I'll do it not via this, as in by the radar, but actually from the tower, as in you're joining up, you're in tower view, but on Vatsim, if you know what I mean. So we can see the runways, we can see the aircraft. So I'll do the next one will be tower view, and I'll explain how to set that one all up. And we'll. So it seems like we're standing in the tower, doing all the. So that'll probably be the next stream, and we're having a bit of. We'll crank up the music in the tower, you know. So that might be a bit of a plan, I think. So I'm just looking here at. We got a guy coming in from Adelaide. Not sure he's Echo Juliet Alpha. What call sign would that be? Well, if you want to know what we go to Sim ATC, and sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, so we just close it down. Sim ATC, call sign checker, so we get rid of that. Echo Juliet Alpha. ExecJet, NetJets, okay. ExecJet. Try saying that 10 times fast. ExecJet. And what's he flying?
Just 415, ready for taxi.
Just 415, taxi via Alpha to holding point Charlie, runway 16, cross 0927.
Taxi via
Alpha.
Charlie, cross
No.
16 to Alpha and holding point Bravo, just 415.
Just 415. Yeah, a little bit sort of not the right way. Taxi via Alpha to holding point Charlie, runway 16, cross runway 0927. Not quite. He had everything wrong then. Every he was going to taxi via
taxi via Alpha
Yep.
to holding point Charlie, runway 16, cross runway 09, just 415.
You got that right. Just after 4:15. What's his name? Okay. So that's probably also another. We do it from the tower view. So we have tower view, but you're in the Melbourne scenery and you can see all the aircraft. And I'll make sure we'll I'll guide you through if you other people interested in doing Melbourne Tower and how to set it all up. I think, what do they call it? Oh, I guess they just call it Tower View on Vatsim, I suppose. So in other words, you don't see this, you see the actual Melbourne scenery. So how you been going, aviation, Chris? I believe you've got a new job now. Sounds like a lot of fun, busy, I believe. Now, every now and again, I like to listen to these guys. I mean, they're not everyone's cup of tea, but it's the Bee Gees.
To love somebody the way I love you.
He struggled. Yeah, no, they're okay. Glenn missed the records, a disco period I struggled with. Yep. Okay. What else we got? We got a couple of arrivals. We got a guy from the north west. He's coming from Bali, I think. Got a guy coming from Sydney. So a couple of arrivals, 3 arrivals.
To love somebody the way I love you.
Actually, I'll put the actual, so you see what's going on. I guess that's probably more of a better view. So we'll see what's going on down at Melbourne. Later on, if I get the chance, what I'll do is I'll try to introduce you to this. It's called Maestro. Now, you've got different modes here. So as an approach controller, it's good to have this in runway mode. I'll set it up later. But it shows you basically the times that aircraft hit their what they call feeder fix, and you've got different colours when they change. But I'll talk about that later on. Once we get a few aircraft coming in and from different directions, I'll try to explain it to the best of my ability how it sort of works, or from my understanding. That's from what I understand. Mind, it's not the be-all and end-all. There are other people who might know it better than how I understand it. But you can use it as a centre controller to see what time the feed fix, and then you obviously need to, if you've got one guy coming from the north here at Arby, another guy coming at Lizzie, and you use that tool, the Maestro tool, to sequence your aircraft, so you basically don't overburden the approach controller, and you try to get them about 2 minutes apart, so everything runs. So it's just a way of sequencing aircraft. And you can either use it as an approach controller, but you put it in runway mode, or as a centre controller, and you have it in a different mode. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. So you have that runway mode there for the approach control, and then if you're doing, I don't know, Yarrawee or whatever, first we'll get. So you do runway mode, and if you're doing Yarrawee as a centre controller, you see how you get these aircraft, and that's when they're estimating at the feeder fixes. But like I said, it's probably most commonly used as a centre controller. When I'm on centre controller, I'll try to sort of implement. I don't use it that often, only because the reason is that because I use when I highlight a particular aircraft, I look at their route and the times that they're hitting their particular fixes, and that gives me an idea whether I can slow one down or increase someone else's speed. So that's the way I use it. But it's a handy tool. It has this limitation on VATSIMs in the real world. You can use it a lot more effectively. So obviously Jetstar 415, he's a Airbus 320. And, got to order another chai. Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember this bloke or this group. This is back in the 1970. I was 75. I was 20 years old. Yep, I'm that old. That's right.
Melbourne Terminal Information Quick.
Okay, so what do we got?
Jetstar 415, holding point Charlie for runway 16.
Jetstar 415, contact me airborne, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Runway 16, clear to takeoff, contact me airborne, Jetstar 415.
Yes, hot steam and chai tea, the win, yep. Absolutely gorgeous day outside. Yep, I'll go for me walk later on. Get the old blood running. You need to, at my age, keep moving.
Qantas 444 requesting pushback at Charlie 8.
Qantas 444, push approved.
Pushback approved, Qantas 444.
Actually, a little bit of activity on. I'm looking at Vatspy on another screen. So I've got a hotkey called. So if I highlight and hit R, it shows me the route straight up. So I know that these are the times. So time 2:56 up here in 6 minutes time. This guy will be.
415, passing flight level 1000 for 5000.
SR 415 identified via the SID, climb to flight level 240, cancel speed.
Climb by the SID 240, cancel speed restrictions, Jetstar 415.
Yeah, well done. Chris, you're right up there with all this music, mate. Yes. Smokey and the Bandits. Yes. Now, if I have to, let's say, for example, I wanted to shortcut this, if he had to continue on his SID, and I wanted to get some spacing between him and someone else, and I want to go to docel, obviously there's coordination, and a lot of people don't understand the coordination, but because docel's outside of airspace, I basically, the old VCS, I hit the coord button, hit Yarrawi. The blue one is the cold call, and that's the hot call. In other words, if I hit Yarrawi, it opens up the other guy's mic, so he doesn't have to press a button. But if I hit that one there, the Yarrawi, the blue one, he has to hit his button on the other end to open up his mic, and that's the cold. So when you're coordinating, and what's the difference? Well, in my experience back in the day when I was in air traffic control in the Air Force, you hit the hot one, we call the hot call, to open up the guy's mic, so he'd be busy in the tower, or he's in the tower, and you hit down to approach, and they would see their light, and they'd say either go ahead tower, and you say next, blah blah blah, and he'd say stand by. He'd see his light come on. He'd know it's you, so he didn't have to hit the button. He'd either say stand by tower, because obviously he's too busy, and then when he's done doing what he has to do, he'd say go ahead tower, and you'd say, well, next is blah blah blah, and he'd give you particular directions. So that's what these two. Why are they different? Well, because they're different situations. But if I just want to do a normal coord call, and I just hit that and I say, Jetstar 415 direct docel, and he'll say, yep, Jetstar 415 direct. So, well, actually, I'll see if I can.
Qantas 444, request taxi at runway 16 on Charlie intersection.
Qantas 444, taxi via Echo Alpha to holding point Charlie, runway 16, cross runway 09.
Taxi Echo Alpha to holding point Charlie, runway 16, cross 09 on Qantas 444.
Oh, look at this. The hot chai has arrived. I tell you. When you got a woman like that in your life, I tell you what, you're set. Anyhow, what's next? What's next? This is a good Aussie band.
I just got back from the border, and what I saw made me know for sure we're out of order.
Yes, Esau, and later on Pierce.
Jackson Square, I heard a prayer down in New Orleans.
Esau and then Pierce, and then see you later. Because our qualifications, because I always wanted to go in the civil world, but our qualifications weren't recognised, so I said, see you later. I'm not really interested in being a military person. All that marching gave me the shits, but anyhow, that's a different story. I just wanted to be a civil, but never had the... So that's when I said, well, see you later. It's not for me. So, okay, we got ExecuJet coming. ExecuJet. Actually, there was one guy who's still in the Air Force, was on my ATC course. He is now a captain. Very bright guy. Good old, we called him Dubbo. He's now commander of 44 Wing, so he's done very well. But he always wanted to be damn good air traffic controller, but he never wanted to be an air controller. He always wanted to be a This is the guy that was on my ATC course. That's Dubbo. He came to my wedding. He's now a captain. He's the boss man. I think it's 44 Wing. Yep, officer commanding. Very bright guy. I never forget, we went up to Townsville, him, me, and my best man at the wedding, and we went for a weekend up in Townsville. Oops, shit. I forgot to hand him off. Just so 415, contact the Melbourne Centre on 12375. G'day.
Over to Melbourne Centre on 137. Oh, can I get the frequency again, please?
Just up 415, 12375.
Over to Centre 12375, just start 415. Thank you.
I think some people just don't, like, you basically give them something and they don't seem to hear. I don't know. Might be a thing, I don't know. It's just that some people just grasp it straight away. Okay, ExecuJet, and he's a Cessna 700. But anyhow, yeah. I've thrown through there twice through the ESA during my IFR training. I found the controller very professional and to the point. Yep, I wouldn't doubt that one bit whatsoever. Yep. But, that chai tea, I'll tell you.
Qantas 444, ready upon reaching Charlie.
Qantas 444. Contact me airborne, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 16, contact you airborne, Qantas 444.
Don't get me wrong. I've gained fantastic experience in the RAF. It was a fantastic experience, and like anything else, you get out of it what you put into it. But I knew for me it wasn't going to be. I never wanted to be really. I only used the military, and just so I could use it as a conduit to possibly get into civil. But you can imagine my feelings at the time when I discovered our qualifications. When I joined, they were, and about I think a year or two later, they weren't. They put a really, I don't know. I guess there must have been some talk between the Defence Force and the civil. Say, look, all you guys are sucking out all our we're training them defence personnel, and they're all migrating. So I guess it was a way to stop that mass migration, because a lot of people were just leaving the Air Force air traffic just to get into the civil world. And I just happened to be caught wrong place, wrong time. But anyhow, I have only great memories of the RAF. Like I said, and it wasn't meant to be. My wife says to me, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Don't beat yourself up over it. I found a career in engineering as a engineer drafty, very, very rewarding. I've done very well out of it. Probably done better out of engineering on a financial basis than air traffic control, even though the job satisfaction, air traffic control would have been better.
Qantas 444 is airborne, passing 1,000 for 5,000.
Qantas 444 identified via the SID, climb to flight level 450, cancel speed.
Sorry, just confirming, was that flight level 450, Qantas 444?
Yeah, 444, sorry, just a bit of a senior moment. 370, sir, sorry about that.
No problem. Climb, Vatsim, flight level 370, Qantas 444, cancel speed.
So it was a great experience, but like I said, I've done financially better through engineering, and that's why I'm now retired. So, actually, I retired about 7 years ago, semi-retired. So, but last year I got a job, and it was for 6 months. Well, it was actually more. They wanted to keep me on. The engineering company wanted to keep me on because they had another project. I said, no, I'm finishing. And 23rd of December, I officially retired. Thank you very much. Faze Lowski, how you going, mate? Good to see you. So, ExecuJet. Oh, that's right.
Melbourne approach, g'day, ExecuJet 137 is with you, passing flight level 117 for 9,000, information, pull back on board.
ExecuJet 137, g'day, Melbourne approach, by the start descent to 5,000.
By the start descent 5,000, ExecuJet 137.
Now, also, as approach control, also be aware of conflicting traffic. Now, this will never conflict, because when you're looking at levels or there's going to be a conflict, you look at the level, not what he's cleared to, but the level that he's passing. So this guy, you can see, he's gone through 10,000 on descent, and this guy has gone to he's at 7,800. So you can see that by the time he gets to 5,000, he'll never be a problem. But there are times when, for example, an aircraft will take off a runway 27 and make the right turn, that's when you need to look at conflicting levels. But you can see here's never going to be a problem. See, he's at 9, he's at 9.6, so he's going to be well below, this guy's going to be well below him. So always look at not what they're cleared to, but what their level, their current level is. I don't know if you guys remember this guy. A bit of a love song, this. Well, I think it's a bit of a love song, not sure actually. The old. So anyhow, like I said, welcome to Vatsim FM 122.8. The sky's the limit. Okay, and we got Jetstar. Okay. So before I better find out what the you know. Executive Jet 137 via the Star Descent to 4000.
Fly the Star down to 4000, Executive Jet 137.
Well, we've got a guy in Essendon. Okay. So he's going from Essendon to Horsham, I think. Okay, and he's going at flight level 200.
Maybe this can't be the end. We had it all. Just like Bogey in the car.
Now, the conditions at Melbourne aren't that great, and Essendon's. Executive Jet 137 via the Star Descent to 3000. You clear the ILS runway 16 approach. Report established.
Descent via Star to 3000. Clear the ILS approach runway 16. Report established. Executive Jet 137.
Qantas 444. Contact Melbourne Centre on 12375. G'day.
What's 3.75, Qantas 444, thanks.
Now, that was the old Bertie Higgins. I don't know if he was a bit of a one-hit wonder, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, okay, so...
Melbourne approach jet Star 044, receive Quebec, descending 90,000.
Gee, that's a real manly voice, isn't it? Oh, that's a big radio voice. Just 044 heavy. G'day, Melbourne approach via the Star descend to 5,000.
Send by the Star to 5,000, Jet Star 044.
Gee, that's a real radio voice. Maybe I should be in his seat. But, okay, who we got? What's going on? There's a guy down at Melbourne.
And Melbourne approach, Exec Jet 137, established ILS 16.
Executive Jet 137, runway 16, clear to land.
Cleared land, runway 16, Exec Jet 137.
So, yeah, okay, so Essendon, okay, it can be a bit of a tricky one, Essendon, and we go to standard operating procedures. I'll put it on night vision. We'll go terminal area, go to Melbourne, and you have a look at here, airspace, you got Moorabbin, Avalon, Essendon, departures. So basically, given the wind, that's why I brought up the Essendon Q&H, cleared to blah, 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 visual departure. Well, I won't give them the visual departure. Actually, visual departure 060. Expect runway, now what have we got? 0602 knots. Okay, now we've got a situation. Okay, so we've got Belter at 316 for this guy. There it is there. And we've got Belter at 320. So really I don't need to apply any speed control. Okay. And we've got Q&H or...
Melbourne Terminal Information Romeo.
Executive Jet 137, Melbourne Q&H is now 1033.
1033 for Exec Jet 137.
Melbourne approach, good afternoon, Qantas 441.
Qantas 441, g'day, Melbourne approach via the Star descend to 5,000.
Set by Star to 5,000, Qantas 441.
Melbourne approach, good evening, good afternoon, just off of floating radio check.
Just 514, good afternoon, Melbourne approach, read you 5x5.
Thanks, just off of floating.
So we could see that even though this guy's a 737, this guy's a 78, his approach speed's going to be a lot quicker than this guy. So, and his track miles is a lot shorter. So you can quickly say that I've got no problems. There's no speed control required. I don't have to. But let's say if it's the other way around, this guy's 73, this guy is a big aircraft, faster approach speed. You just look at their time where they're going to conflict and just say, if you've got 2 minutes difference, they're both obviously going to conflict at Belter. You obviously adjust the speeds. So really it comes from the centre controller, really. If the centre controller is doing his job and is sequencing properly, you won't have that conflict. But sometimes as an approach controller, you have to. If you go and listen to live ATC, you hear the approach controllers always adjusting the, well, not always, but adjusting the speeds as well. Oh, this chai tea's getting dangerously cold. Oh, God. Okay. So... Oh, this guy here, I tell you, damn, I couldn't. This guy's coming to Australia this year. One of the Fab Four, Paul McCartney.
And Melbourne approach, Executive Jet 137 has vacated 16 from Golf.
Executive Jet 137, taxi to the bay.
Taxi to the bay, Executive Jet 137, g'day.
G'day. Paul McCartney was when he was with Wings.
Just 044, approaching 5,000.
Just 44, apologies, via the star descend to 4,000.
So via star to 4,000, just 044.
Just 44, descend to 3,000. You cleared the ILS runway 16 approach, report established.
Send to 3,000, clear ILS approach runway 16, full code just 044.
That was some big stuff up. I got distracted. See, that's a problem. Anyhow, I'll shut Paul up a bit. Yeah. Good controllers don't get distracted, whatever you do. I got distracted looking for the next song, and it has its consequences. He may be a bit high. He should have been at 3,000 at Belter, so he may be a bit high on profile. He's probably descending at a rate about 4,000 feet a minute.
Just 044 established.
Thank God for that. Just 44, runway 16, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 16, just 044.
Okay. This is a bit of a romantic one. Bobby Vinton.
Melbourne approach, just 514, request clearance to Sydney.
Better. Just 514, stand by. Get your priorities right. See how I could have given the clearance, and guess what? This guy could have. So it's good to sort of have an idea of what's going on. Qantas 441 via the star descend to 4,000.
By the start under 4,000, Qantas 441.
And that gives me time. Just 514, you're cleared to Sydney via Docel, planned route. Via the SID, climb to 5,000, runway 16, Docel 1 departure, squawk 4441 and departures on 132.0.
Clear to Sydney via Docel flight plan route, Docel 1 departure, runway 16, climb by the 5,000, squawk 4441, and departures on 132.0, just 514.
Just 514. So you always have your priorities when you're controlling. So I could have gone and give the Jetstar by the time you give the clearance, and then he reads it back. So have an overall idea what's going on, and that way you get your priorities and things run a lot smoother. So anyhow, enough of the controlling. Back to Bobby.
Softer than satin was the light from the stars. She wore blue velvet.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, good point, Glenn. It does amaze me how well these kids. Unfortunately, in my experience, now I could be totally wrong, it's more the exception rather than rule. For every two, like this kid obviously knows what he's doing, just 514. I don't know if that's too loud. I'll just put it down a bit. Yeah, these will probably go on to become actual pilots. That's in my experience, because if they pick it up but the ones that don't pick it up that quick, well, and I know that just from personal experience, and I guess I've done this many years. In my experience, the ones that do those radio calls and know what to say and do and blah blah blah, they actually end up becoming pilots. So, and one of those prime examples is a young gentleman many years ago. He was only a young guy, James White. Qantas 441 via the start descent to 3,000. You cleared the ILS runway 16 approach, report established.
Continue to send 35 over the star, clear for guys approach runway 16, we'll call established, sequence 441.
And he went on to...
Just off 514, we're ready for push.
Just our 514, push approved.
Push approved, just off 514.
So yeah, so that was my experience, but hey, they just, it's like anything else. They just get it, you just have these kids that they just get it, I've tried playing chess and I just don't get it. Whereas there's kids out there, grandmasters, and they're 18 years old or whatever, so it's like anything else. Something clicks with them.
Zero 44, vacated Golf for Bay Delta 12.
Just R44, taxi to the bay.
Taxi to the Bay, just 044.
And Qantas 441 established, runway 16.
Qantas 441, runway 16, clear to land.
Clear land, runway 16, Qantas 441.
I do that just to sort of give me a visual cue that I've given this guy clearance to land. So I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do, but that's what I do. Okay, we've got a couple of customers. We've got Qantas 10, just R514. You've got a couple of guys up there. So it's like anything else. Maybe they just want to get in the stream. This is the four tops.
And just off 514, we'll have a short delay before we taxi.
Sorry, just R514, say again?
We'll have a short delay before we start our taxi.
Just R514, not a problem. That's what I thought he said. Would you have my baby? Is this Jetstar going the wrong way? I thought Jetstar terminal was down there. I thought it was down there, the old Jetstar terminal. I'm not sure. I thought it was down there somewhere. He's going up to Qantas or the International. Anyhow, I hope he knows what he's doing.
Melbourne approach, ambulance 319.
Oh, there we go. Ambulance 319, g'day, Melbourne approach.
G'day, ambulance 319 is an IFR King Air 350, taxis runway 17, Essendon for Horsham, 12 POB.
Ambulance 319, just stand by. Now I've got to get this phraseology right.
Just off 514, ready for taxi now.
Just R514, taxi via Alpha to Holding Point Charlie, runway 16, cross runway 0927.
Taxi via Alpha, cross runway 27 to Charlie, Holding Point, runway 16, just off 514.
Qantas 441, so get on to Victor requesting Charlie 4.
Qantas 441, taxi to the bay.
Taxi to Bay, Qantas 441.
Ambulance 319, the winds at Essendon 180 degrees at 5 knots. QNH 1033, you cleared to Horsham as filed, not above 4,000. Essendon 8 departure, squawk 6077, no reported IFR, and report at the holding point for your departure instructions.
QNH 1023, not above 4,000. Essendon 8 departure, squawk 6077. And we're at the holding point, ready. Ambulance 319.
Ambulance 319, just confirmed QNH is 1033.
QNH 1033, ambulance 319.
Ambulance 319, maintain runway heading, contact me airborne.
Runway heading on Wilco, ambulance 319.
So what I'll do is I'll get him to, he's going out this way, and I'll get him direct. I won't tell him to go over. I'll get him direct to I'll get him straight out to either Esden. I think I'll get him straight out to Esden. Okay. I've got the plan in my head.
Melbourne approach for good idea, Qantas 1004.
Qantas 1004, g'day, Melbourne approach via the star descent to 5,000.
Descend via star 5,000, Qantas 1004.
I've got ambulance 319. I'll maintain runway heading, so he's obviously not squawking 6077. I'll get him to
Melbourne approach, Qantas 436, g'day with Romeo request clearance to Sydney.
Qantas 436, standby. I'll get this guy sorted, so rather than responding to Qantas, he can sit there all day long, but I'll get this guy sorted. So that's, once again, it's priority. And I've got Jetstar 514 taking off.
Ambulance 319, airborne, passing 1,400.
Ambulance 319, just confirm you're squawking 6077, mode Charlie.
Apologies, 6077, ambulance 319.
I bet you it's a guy called Alex, and he always likes it. Ambulance 319, you're identified, climb to flight level 200, turn right heading 270.
Climb flight level 200, right to 270, ambulance 319.
And because he's well outside the Jetstar 514, he'll make a right turn at Horsh. But if he was going to Hobart, then you have to keep him. So you've got to be right on top of it on who you're clearing. And station trying to call me on 132.0, nothing heard. So I'll get him out this way, and then I'll clear him out because he's going out that way.
Just off 514, ready at Charlie.
Just our 514, contact me airborne, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 16, and they will contact you runway airborne just off 540.
So you've got a few things happening. So this guy, he doesn't know the process. Okay. Other station calling for clearance. Just confirm, is that Qantas 436?
Confirm Qantas 436.
Qantas 436, you're cleared to Sydney via Docell planned route. Via the SID, climb to 5,000, runway 16. Docell 1 departure, squawk 4547, departures on 132.0.
Cleared to Sydney via Diesel flight plan route, climb via SID 5000, runway 16, Diesel 1 departure, squawk 4547, and departures on 132.0, Qantas 436.
Ambulance 319, turn left heading 170.
Left 170, ambulance 319.
Now, it's a bit drastic, but this guy's going to go an all back and this guy's going this way. So I'm going to break down separation. I'll get this guy out the way. So that way I've got at least, you need 3 miles. So the way he was going, I would have probably break down separation. So I'll get him out the way. I mean, it's a bit drastic. I don't really need to move him that way. I could have. But I've got to get this guy out the way. And we don't forget our... So it's a bit drastic.
Melbourne approach, good afternoon, just over 514, passing to 1,500, climbing via SID 5,000.
Just after 514, identified via the SID, climb to flight level 370, cancel speed.
Via the SID, climb to flight level 370, cancel speed, just over 514.
Ambulance 319, turn right now, heading to, correction, 310.
Right heading 310, ambulance 319.
So it was a bit drastic. I didn't need to do that, actually. But backspace 310 gets him is about there. So that was a bit of an overreaction. And sometimes, and that's not a good thing. That's a problem with a lot of approach control. I should know better. It's a lot of controllers, you see them, especially when they start off, they take an aircraft right off its course. It's like, it's a complete overreaction. All you have to do is divert them by about 20 degrees and you can get your separation. Especially when they're coming in, you've got, especially Milk Run Monday, you've got a heap of aircraft and you're trying to, for sequencing, you're trying to sequence, let's say for the last guy, you got 3 or 4 aircraft in the line across here and you see this total overcorrection. You don't need to sort of station trying to call, nothing received.
Melbourne approach, Qantas 436, Bay Delta 11, request push.
Qantas 436, push approved.
Push approved, Qantas 436.
Okay, we've got an update on the ATIS, what's going on. Wind 190, leave it at 16, I think. So we can, and I said to this guy, 132, yeah, I'm in a 32. What does that mean? And Emirates 319, resume and navigation. Track direct to Uniform Bravo Golf Uniform Tango.
Direct to Upgut, navigation, ambulance 319.
Now,
Qantas 1004 approaching cleared altitude.
Qantas 1004 via the start, descend to 3000. You cleared the ILS runway 16 approach, report established.
Descend via star 3000, cleared ILS 16 approach, report established, Qantas 1004.
And just after 514, sorry sir, can you make your altitude flight level 240? I thought I was controlling centre.
Yep, flight level 240, jet star 540.
Okay. So we've got a bit of a mess down here. What's going on? Who remembers these guys? The Kinks.
Those endless days are sacred days you gave me. I'm thinking of the days. I won't forget a single day, believe me. I bless the light. I bless the light that lights on you.
Melbourne approach, Qantas 436, request taxi.
Qantas 436, taxi to Hiding Point Charlie, runway 16, cross 0927.
Holding point Charlie, runway 16, and I didn't get the last part, Qantas 436.
Qantas 436, cross runway 0927.
Cross 09, Qantas 436.
Ambulance 319, contact Melbourne Centre now 134.325.
134.325 for ambulance 319, g'day.
I won't forget a single day, believe
Jetstar 514, contact Melbourne Centre 12375.
12375. Have a good afternoon, Jetstar 514.
514, you too. Okay, so a couple of things. I could handle ambulance 319 a lot better. I overreacted. I mean, as soon as I said it, 170, I thought, oh shit, what am I doing? Really?
Qantas 1004, established Stylus 16.
Qantas 1004, runway 16, clear to land.
Clear land, Qantas 1004.
Okay. Okay. Who we got? We got someone on Tail and Ben, Steve on Tail and Ben, Matt Kelly still on Yarrawee, and we have a guy coming in from Brizzy. He's up here somewhere. Yeah, that was the Kinks with, what was the name of the song? Days. Okay.
Melbourne, good afternoon again, Qantas 448, domestic Bay Charlie 4, requesting clearance to Sydney Information Sierra.
Qantas 448, g'day, Melbourne approach, you're cleared to Sydney via Docel plan route. By the SID, climb to 5,000, runway 16, Docel 1 departure, squawk 4735, and departures on 132.0.
Qantas 448 is cleared to Sydney Docel flight plan route, Docel 1 departure, climbing 5,000 initially off runway 16, squawking 4735, and departure review 132.0.
Qantas 448, that was a perfect readback. Very good. Who is he? Keep an eye out. Okay, no name. His number, Vatsim number 966204. That's pretty old. So he joined Vatsim before I did. So he's an old hand. Now, always don't forget. Now he's going to be calling up, and this guy's on situational awareness. It's one of the big things. So if this guy calls me up, it's just a matter of saying Qantas 436, company 73 on short final behind that aircraft, line up behind. So just once again, it's all about situational awareness, prioritising. So he'll call me up soon.
Melbourne approach, Qantas 436 ready.
Qantas 436, company 737 on short final, behind that aircraft, line up behind.
Behind the company 737 line up, Qantas 436.
So that way you get things normal. Otherwise you can say Qantas 436, hold position, and then you've got to do another transmission. Once he's off, Qantas 436. So this way you just give him the one transmission. That's the more efficient way of doing it. And at the end of the day, there's two prime principles that you're guided by as an air traffic controller. The first one is safety. It's paramount, of course. No need to. And the second one is just efficiency. How efficient can you keep the traffic movement? So they're the two main criteria as an air traffic controller. Ah, this guy back in the day.
Class 1004 vacated.
Qantas 1004, taxi to the bay.
Taxi to the bay, class 1004.
Qantas 436, contact me airborne, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
16 clear to take off in Wilco, Qantas 436.
He was one of the greatest rockers in Australia. Yes, Johnny O'Keefe, one of the great rockers of Australian rock and roll. Yeah, they're all going to Sydney. I've got all these guys here. They all want to go to Sydney.
Melbourne departures, Qantas 436, climbing 5,000.
Qantas 436, Jeff, verify the year level passing now.
2,200, Qantas 436.
436, you identified via the SID, climb to flight level 350, cancel speed.
58, climb flight level 350, cancel speed, Qantas 436.
Don't forget, when you verify an aircraft, when you positively identify, it has to be 200 feet plus or minus what's indicating on your radar. That is the rule. It's got to be plus or minus 200.
Approach Delta Romeo Sierra on descent, 9000 information, Romeo.
Delta Romeo Sierra, g'day, Melbourne approach. And Delta Romeo Sierra, just confirm information Sierra is now current.
Copy, we'll go and get Sierra.
Yeah, Daniel, okay. I thought I recognised the voice. That was old Johnny O'Keefe. Ah, here we go.
Melbourne approach, Delta Romeo Sierra, information Sierra 1033.
Delta Romeo Sierra. This is an old favourite with some people.
Melbourne approach, Qantas 448, ready for pushback, Charlie 4.
Qantas 448, push approved.
448.
Peter Allen. That's what I say to my wife all the time. The more I see you, Qantas 436, sorry, can you climb to amended flight level 240?
Climb 240, Qantas 436.
I keep forgetting I'm on approach, not centre. I'm on approach. This is for my wife. She's having a little chuckle. I can hear her next door. It's getting a bit busy in Melbourne. Okay.
Can you imagine how much I love you? The more I see you as years go by, I know the only one for me can only be you. My arms won't free you, and my heart won't try.
And Melbourne First Class 1004 on stat, see ya.
Well, 1005, see ya. Delta Romeo Sierra via the start, descend to 5,000.
Well, it's 5,000 Delta Romeo Sierra.
Yep, that was Peter Allen. Oh, this guy had the most, I tell you, he had one of the sexiest voices, not that I'm that way inclined. This is a guy called Lou Rolls. He had a great big, I don't know, musical vibrato or something. Big, beautiful, deep, rich voice. Fantastic voice. And that's You'll Never Find. Beautiful voice. Feel a bit more romantic today. I think I've been playing all these romantics.
Take the end of all time, someone to understand you like
Qantas 448, ready for taxi.
Qantas 448, taxi to holding point Charlie, runway 16, cross runway 0927.
Taxi runway Charlie, runway 16, cross 2507, Qantas 448.
Qantas 436, contact Melbourne Centre now, 123.75.
Melbourne Centre 123.75, Qantas 436.
Delta Romeo Sierra via the star descend to 4000.
4000 via the star, Delta Romeo Sierra.
Now I've got to remember flight 240, stop, I'm not centre. Oh, we got Josh as the, he's keeping an eye on me, I think. Every time I log on, more often than not, I get Josh coming up as a super. I think they're trying to tell me something. Now, I'll just mute old Lou for a bit. Sometimes you get a bit of a heads up on who's new and who's not new. You have a look at this guy, Qantas 10. He's going from Melbourne to Sydney in a 787. Right? He's planned it for flight level 190. So that's always a bit of an indication. Maybe this young chap or person doesn't have a full grasp of, or he may present not necessarily problems, but he may need a bit of help. So that's always an indicator. Also, so it's always good to have a look, to be prepared for, because Vatsim, it's just a virtual world. Don't always have good pilots on board, just like you don't have good air traffic controllers. And then you have people like me who just do a bit of air traffic control and maybe play music. Okay, that was a great...
Qantas 448 coming on to Charlie, fully ready.
Qantas 448, contact me airborne, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 16, Qantas 448, we'll call you airborne.
Delta Romeo Sierra via the start descent to 3000, you cleared the ILS runway 16 approach, report established.
Descend to 3000 at Delta, cleared ILS runway 16, Delta Romeo Sierra.
Oh, look at that. My wife's bought me my lunch. Jeez, gets better and better, doesn't it? Then later on she'll bring me a cup of espresso coffee, and depends on what the traffic is. I might just, I've been going for, I'm thinking, I've been going for 1 hour and 41 minutes.
Holy Church, Qantas 724, looking for RFI clearance to Sydney. We've got information, Sierra.
Qantas 724, g'day, Melbourne approach. You're cleared to Sydney via Docell plan route. Via the SID, climb to 5000, runway 16, Docell 1 departure. Squawk 3746 and departures on 132.0.
Clear Sydney via 5 Docell planned route, climb via SID 5000, runway 16, Docell 1 departure, squawking 3476 and departures on 132.0. Qantas 724.
Qantas 724.
Qantas 441 is airborne, passing 2800.
Qantas 448 identified via the SID, climb to flight level 240, cancel speed.
Climb via SID, flight level 240, cancel speed, Qantas 448.
And Qantas 10, I've got a clearance from him. So, via Qantas 10, There's PDC, so I'll go that. There he is there. Qantas 10, cleared to Vatpac, climb by Sid to 5,000. I'm not sure if I should. So I've just given him his pre-departure clearance. So I've got a couple more. This Cathay 178's been sitting on the stands for ages. He may run out of fuel. Now, talking about Australian rockers, this guy, back in my day...
Delta Romeo Sierra is established.
Delta Romeo Sierra, runway 16, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 16, Delta Romeo Sierra.
This guy was huge. I had a friend of mine who just used to love this guy, John Paul Young, JPY.
Qantas 724, request push.
Qantas 724, push approved.
Push approved, Qantas 724.
And 724, can you squawk mode Charlie on the ground, thanks?
Yeah, we'll go. 724.
Yeah, I guess, good point, Glenn. Don't know if you always have good pilots in the real world either, yeah. Maybe he thought you were new and he thought, I'll speak very slowly, squawk 1200. Anyhow, I better finish my lunch.
Melbourne approach, good afternoon, velocity 326 on descent to 90,000 in receipt of Sierra.
That was a perfect transmission. Velocity 326, good afternoon, Melbourne approach via the star descent to 5,000.
Send by star 5,000, velocity 326.
There we go, messages, here we go. Online extending, Eldon Weir, also covering one subsector. Okay, they're all on. They thought, oh, pushing tins on. So Joshua McAuliffe's come on Eldon Ware. We got 4 departures. So anyhow, Qantas requesting a taxi clearance. I'm not a great fan of this text, but hey, sometimes you've got to do it. And now, JPY, there you go. Oh, here's a guy I haven't played before. Okay, Qantas 10 is just texted me back, taxiing to holding point Charlie, runway 16, cross runway 27. That's good. Qantas 448, contact Melbourne Centre 123.75. G'day.
Melbourne Centre 123.75, Qantas 448, yeah.
See ya.
Delta Romeo Sierra vacated on Echo.
Delta Romeo Sierra, taxi to... Are you for the GA, sir?
Yeah, down on the whiskey base, thanks.
Roger, sir. Taxi via... If you can make it via Alpha down to the GA, sir.
No worries. We'll go Alpha, thence Victor Whiskey to the bay.
Delta Romeo Sierra, thanks. Actually, it's better if he goes Victor, yep. And then...
Sorry, Victor Alpha to the bay.
Yeah, Delta Romeo Sierra, copy. Yep, that's a much better. That way he gets out of the way of...
Lysdexia.
Well, I see 326 via the start, descend to 4,000.
Descend by start 4,000, velocity 326.
This is the Hollies.
Average, Qantas 724, requesting taxi to active.
724, sorry, say again.
Requesting taxi to runway 16.
Qantas 724, taxi via Alpha to holding point Charlie, runway 16, cross runway 27.
Taxi via Alpha to Charlie holding point, runway 16, we'll cross 27. Qantas 724, thank you.
I'm eating shepherd's pie, warmed up shepherd's fry, last night's dinner. Absolutely magnificent. Velocity 326 via the star descend to 3000. You clear the ILS runway 16 approach. Report established.
3000 via star, cleared ILS 16, will go velocity 326.
Well, got everything going on here. Controller, Canberra, information. Oh, that's good. Yep, information, OS, Essendon update on the weather, and ATIS. Everything came through together.
Melbourne.
Tango. All stations on the ground at Melbourne. Information, Tango's now current. Changes, the wind is 190 degrees and 8 knots. Information, Tango. This guy is high on his approach. He should have been 3,000 at Belter, so he's too high on his profile. It may make for an unstable approach. He's got 260 knots too, ground speed. This could get very ugly.
Velocity 326 established.
Yeah, established. Velocity 326, runway 16, clear land.
Clear land 16, velocity 326.
Gee, that surprises me really. Look at all the stuff happening here. Merry Christmas. Woohoo! Now, Speedbird, he hasn't called me yet. He's going up to Singapore. Qantas 10 is following Qantas. Maybe they could be mates, I don't know. Anyhow, okay, that was the Hollies. Here we go. I wasn't a great fan of this bloke, but some people liked him. You know. This is old Barry Manilow, Copacabana.
Melbourne Sony, g'day, Qantas 7574 with information Tango requesting IFR clearance at Sydney as filed.
Qantas 7574, g'day, Melbourne approach. You're cleared to Sydney via Docel plan route. Via the SID climb to 5000, runway 16, Docel 1 departure, squawk 4035 and departures on 132.0.
Cleared to Sydney via Docel 1 departure runway 16, climb via the SID 5000, squawk 4035 and departures with you on 132.0, Qantas 7574.
What is it with the John Paul Young? He was great. I love. I'll tell you, I used to love him. I just can't listen to you these days. You choose so dang and so like you walk the Sahara Desert and drink at Mirage Lagoon. Well, I'm sorry, Glenn. It's like, hang on. Station code. Sorry, say again.
Velocity 326 has vacated Bay Echo 9.
Velocity 326, taxi to the Bay. I'm sorry, Glenn.
To the Bay, Velocity 326, g'day.
I used to... Maybe I should mute when I eat. Yeah. but I loved it. You
Good afternoon, Qatar 178 type of Boeing 777 at Gate Delta 9. Requesting IFR clearance to Hong Kong flight level 340.
Cathay 178, standby.
West Coast, Qatar 178.
Melbourne Centre, good afternoon. Vatpac of 50 Echo Alpha Kilos, taxiing runway 35 right at Moorabbin for survey operations.
Echo Alpha Kilo, standby.
Oh, Roach, calling 724, holding point Charlie, runway 16.
724, contact me airborne, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Contact you when airborne, runway 16, clear to takeoff. Calling 724.
Well, what about Barry Manilow then? How's that, Clint? In my dulcet tones, make it up. Oh, you crack me up. I tell you, some people are just natural born comedians. Anyhow, this Alex guy, yeah, I know, I wasn't a fan of Manilow. But hey, you know, I don't know what this is. Oh, this guy Alex, he's going to do operations and he's going to do that. He's actually, he's going to go up and down. He's going to go 1 and then down 2, then up 3 and then down 4. So for survey operations. But it's a beautiful day outside. So I might just close down.
Approach, calling 724 airborne, climbing through 1500 for 5000.
Qantas 724, g'day again. You're identified via the SID, climb to flight level 240, cancel speed.
Climb to flight level 240, cancel speed. Qantas 724.
Qantas 10 at holding point Charlie, runway 16, ready for takeoff.
Qantas 10, runway 16, line up. Qantas 10, just confirmed, line up.
Lining up runway 16, Qantas 10.
Is that much better, Glenn? I'm eating now very, very quietly. Well, I hope I am. Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't like what how I was eating, I've got an apple.
10 ready for takeoff.
Qantas 10, contact me airborne, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Qantas 10, contact once airborne.
He's new, this kid, or bloke. So what I'll do, to create a bit of space, Qantas 10 is going to Sydney as well. So what I'll do, I'll give this Qantas 724 track shortening, and that way it gives him a bit of spacing. So as soon as he commences his turn, he's going north, I'll get him to go straight direct at Docel. Now, anything could happen with this bloke. So We'll see what happens.
Centre.
G'day, Josh. Qantas 724 direct docile.
Qantas 724, you can go direct docile. You can give any of them direct to the ends of the SIDS if you want, I don't mind.
Okay, and I'm just closing down
Qantas
soon.
10, airborne, climbing 5,000 feet.
Qantas 10 heavy via the SID, climb to flight level 240.
Climbing 240, Qantas 10.
Qantas 724, cancel SID from present position, track direct to docile plan route.
Cancel SID, climb direct docile 724.
So it gives a bit of spacing between these two. That's the reason I've done it. So you're reading Johnny Chester.
And Melbourne approach, Qantas 75-74 from stand Charlie 6, request pushback.
Qantas 75-74, push approved.
Push approved, 75-74.
Okay. Echo Alpha Killer's had enough. He's just taken off. He just can't be asked. And it's 12:30 and I'm about to eat my apple, so I don't want to upset you, Glenn, because like I said, if eating my shepherd's pie is, eating the apple won't be too nice. All right, guys. Well, with all that, thanks for watching. Hopefully next time I'll be in Tower View. I'll control Melbourne from Tower View, and so you'll see more than just a bloody flat screen or here. You see the whole tower scenery. And until next time, take it easy, guys. See you all later. Cheers.